बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम। डियर CSS PMS स्टूडेंट्स, ऐसे के वाले से एक नया टॉपिक लेकर हाज़िर हैं। आज हम बात करेंगे पाकिस्तान में इंडस्ट्रियल सेक्टर की और उसका पाकिस्तान की इकोनॉमी की ग्रोथ में हिस्सा। तो लेट अस स्टार्ट आवर ऐसे अंडरस्टैंडिंग। इंट्रोडक्शन, व्हाई पाकिस्तान नीड्स इंडस्ट्रियल रिफॉर्म्स। Pakistan is facing serious economic problems, and one of the biggest reason is the weak condition of its industries. Without strong industries, a country cannot grow in a stable and long-term way. For example, Pakistan's share of industry in total national income (GDP) was 26% in 1996, but by 2025 it is expected to fall to just 18%. This shows that instead of moving forward, we are going backward in industrial development. Now we talk about past industrial performances, a decline trend. In the past, Pakistan's industrial sector showed some progress, but it was never consistent. The performance went up and down without long-term planning. Many factories now use old machineries, face high costs, and lack proper investment in new technologies. For example, the Pakistan Economic Survey 2024 and 25 reported only 4.77% industrial growth. That is a small number, and the report was pointed out problems like low demand, high electric prices, and weak exports. Let us talk about expensive and unreliable energy. One of the biggest problems is energy. Factories need electricity, but in Pakistan it is both costly and unreliable. This increases production cost and makes our goods expensive in global markets. For instance, textile unit in Faisalabad often shut down due to power cuts, causing delay in orders and losses in exports. Now we talk about unstable policies and frequent changes. Investors and factory owners cannot make long-term plans because the government keeps changing industrial rules and taxes. This creates fear and uncertainty in the market. For example, changes in tax and policies every year during budget announcements confuse small businesses who do not know what to expect next. Now let us talk about outdated technology and poor infrastructure. Most factories in Pakistan still use old method and machines. We also lack good roads, fast ports, and skilled workers, which slows down production and reduces efficiency. For example, a leather factory in Sialkot may produce quality items, but due to poor road links and slow shipping, it cannot deliver products to international buyers on time. About high tax burden and red tape. Industries face too many taxes and complicated government procedures. While they only contribute around 12% to GDP, they are faced to pay nearly 58% of all taxes. For example, small manufacturers have to go through dozens of registration steps and face multiple government inspections, which waste time and money. Now I will talk about reforms. Fixing the industrial sector is not just an option, it is necessary. A strong industry means more jobs, more exports, better living standards, and a stronger economy for future. For example, if Pakistan starts producing and exporting electric fans using solar power technology, we can become a major exporter in South Asia, creating jobs and bringing in dollars. Products and exports. When factories use modern machines and have access to cheap energy and better transport, they can make products that are affordable and good quality. This helps in increasing exports. For example, Bangladesh garments industry grew fast because of better government support and focus on exports. Pakistan can do the same with surgical tools, sports goods, and textiles. Now we talk about job creation and poverty. When factories grow, they need more workers. This means more jobs, especially for the youth. As employment increases, poverty goes down and families live better lives. For example, the Progressing Punjab program aims to create 3,000 small and medium enterprises (SMEs). If each SME hires 10 people, that is 3 lakh new jobs. Let's have some talk about innovation and modern technology. Industrial growth brings innovation. It encourages research and helps businesses use new technology to create smarter and more competitive products. For example, mobile phone assembly units in Pakistan are now introducing automation to reduce human error and improve speed. This makes them ready to compete globally. Now let's have some talk about foreign investment and economic boost. Foreign investors prefer countries where rules are clear, the workforce is trained, and environment is stable. If we improve these things, foreign companies will bring money and technology to Pakistan. For example, under the China-Pakistan Economic Corridor (CPEC), several industrial zones are being developed. These will attract Chinese investors who can bring factories and jobs to our country. Now let us talk about industries that are environmentally friendly. Modern reforms are not only about profits, they also help protect the environment. Cleaner technologies reduce pollution and make industries safe for health and nature. For example, solar panels are being installed in some factories in Karachi. This not only cuts electricity bills but also reduces carbon emission. Now let us talk about government plannings and government steps. Current government has realized the importance of industrial development. They are introducing new plans like lowering taxes, training skilled workers, and reducing red tape. Special bodies like Special Investment Facilities Center, Facility Council, SIF, and PIDC are working to improve the business environment. For example, the creation of new industrial zones in Balochistan under PIDC is meant to provide jobs and attract investment to underdeveloped areas. Now we talk about some challenges. Still, it is not easy. Government offices are slow and there is lack of coordination. Energy sector debts are a big problem. Reforms must be deep and long term, not just small fixes. For example, many informal businesses are still outside the tax system. If we do not formalize them, we lose revenue and cannot support large scale industrial policies. Also, overdue payments in the power sector are still hurting factory operations and investor trust. Reforms. What real industrial reforms looks like. Real reforms means fixing system, not just temporary relief. It means clear tax policies, easy procedures, skilled manpower, and support for small businesses to grow bigger and better. For example, a small textile setup in Multan should be able to register quickly, access affordable loans, train its workers, and sell products abroad without unnecessary government delays. Now we talk about a roadmap for Pakistan's future. Fixing our industries is not just one of many solutions. It is the main pathway to solving Pakistan's economic problem. It brings jobs, boosts exports, attracts investment, reduces poverty, and protects the environment. For example, if Pakistan becomes known for eco-friendly manufacturing like recycled cotton clothing or solar-powered electronics, we could capture major global markets and bring pride and prosperity back home. Now it is a need for commitment, but none of this will happen without strong political will, consistency, and a clear long-term vision. Pakistan needs leaders, institutions, and society to commit fully to industrial reforms. For example, countries like Vietnam, Turkey, and Malaysia made long-term industrial strategies and stuck with them. For example, countries like Vietnam, Turkey, and Malaysia made long-term industrial strategies and stuck with them. Now they export billions of dollars worth of goods every year. Pakistan must follow a similar path with full commitment. Now, hope for a better tomorrow. With the current focus on industries and new initiatives already in motion, there is hope. If these reforms are done right, Pakistan can become a competitive, innovative, and environmentally friendly industrial economy. So let's invest in our factories, train our people, fix our systems, and build a future where Pakistan is not just surviving but leading. Dear CSS PMS students, subscribe for more video essays on Pakistan economy, governance, and policy reform.